All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can see and hear me. It would be awesome if somebody in the chat could say, yes, I can hear you. I can see you. The chat is to your left. You should see a chat button at the top along with the Q&A. I see a yes, I can hear you. Awesome. Love it. Thank you for that. So welcome to the Turno OwnerRez Partner Webinar. We're going to be talking about how to automate turnovers, booking, book, manage, pay cleaners with zero touch. I'm joined today by Christina and Brooks. They are going to talk for the most part today. My name is Paul Hall. I'm the head of partnerships and marketing here at OwnerRez. But before I pass it over to them and they introduce themselves, talk all about Turno, I'm just going to go to the next slide here and talk about OwnerRez real briefly for anybody here that maybe doesn't know what OwnerRez does, what we are, who we are. So OwnerRez is a property management system. If you don't know what that is, property management system is basically like your central hub. It has all your bookings, your messaging. You can take direct bookings. You can have a hosted website. It does everything you need to do for your vacation rentals all in one spot. And then we integrate with companies like Turno to do additional things like the house cleaners, paying house cleaners, scheduling those tasks. That is why we have hundreds of integrations. And that is for things too, like payment processors, your Stripe, how do you take payments, things like that. We have hundreds of those, and I'm going to send you a list of everything at the end of this webinar, along with the replay link. So if you are joining, you have to jump off or anything, don't worry, it's recorded. You're going to get the full replay. Now, to the right side of your screen here, those are kind of all the things that OwnerRez likes to focus on and do really, really well. So channel management is number one. That is your Airbnb connection, your Vrbo connection, Booking.com, Google, all the channels that you list your properties on. That is channel management. We build direct integrations to the channels. We're a Preferred Plus partner. We actually just got the full status yesterday for Airbnb for 2025. Yay. We're elite for Vrbo. Basically all the highest for all the channels. We try to have the best connection. We don't use third-party tools for that. And our devs work really hard to maintain those connections. Like I mentioned already, hundreds of integrations, tons of integrations. As the partnership guy, I work to add new integrations all the time, working with a bunch of different companies that are really, really great teams in this space doing really cool things right now. Property management. If you manage properties for owners, we have a module for that. So you can run owner statements and get portal access and do a whole lot more. Reporting ties into that. Every piece of data in OwnerRez can be exported out of OwnerRez. Not all property management systems do that. A lot of the time they kind of put up a wall because they don't want you to leave. It's your data. You should be able to do whatever you want with it, and that's what we let you do. The accounting tab there, that is mainly talking about payment processors. You can pick whichever one you want. We don't say you have to use this one or that one. We work with a bunch of different processors and gateways, and you can get connected very easily. We also have a QuickBooks connection. If you use QuickBooks Online, that's an awesome integration there. Websites, you can have your own direct booking website through us in a matter of a minute, because it basically just takes everything that you set up in your OwnerRez account and generates a website. And it's super seamless. Anytime you update a photo or description, anything in OwnerRez, your website automatically updates as well. The last two tiles there, messaging and CRM. Messaging is a big one. You can do all your Airbnb, your Vrbo, your Booking.com, your SMS, all of that in one unified inbox inside OwnerRez. CRM, the last one before I hand it over to Turno. That is really cool. A lot of people don't even know what that is, but CRM basically means that we store all the contact information. When somebody books with you, you probably get their name, their email, their phone number. We store that all in one spot, and you can add notes and tags, and you can also export all that data into something like a MailChimp or a Constant Contact to do email marketing campaigns. So that is something really, really unique. Not every property management system does that. If you're shopping around, definitely look for one that does, because that is something you should definitely take advantage of with your business. Now, that is where I'm going to leave it off. We do an hour-long demo every single week if you want to learn more about OwnerRez. But today we are here to talk about Turno. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the next slide. I'm just going to check the chat real quick. I heard a couple dings. Can't see what side you are referring to. Can everybody see the slide deck? If you want to know, we can't see the slide deck. Bummer. Let me go ahead and change that. No, only you. Huh. All right. Well, can you see the slide deck now? Let's see if we could see it now. Yes. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. I was referring to this page right here, but I kind of talked through it. So anyways, OwnerRez, I'd be happy to walk through a demo, a full demo on another day. We use our imagination. Perfect. Imagination works here. We love that. Thanks for the comment. The slide before that was just this introduction. There you go. Anyways, Turno, let's go ahead and talk about Turno. Over to you guys.
Hey, Paul, I think it's gone again.
It's gone again. Wow. Okay.
If not, we can use our...
You could just keep telling me. Is it back now? Is it in the room with us right now?
Loading up, yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, everyone. It's so great to be able to be on this webinar with our friends over at OwnerRez. My name is Christina Vassell. I am the Director of Partnerships here at Turno. And with me as well, I have Brooke Sparks, who is our Inside Sales Team Manager. Just a little bit about us. We have a combined industry experience of 15 years in the space. We've consulted with hundreds of vacation rental owners and hosts globally at this point. And just a little fun fact, pineapple does indeed go on pizza. Please don't jump off. All right, from here, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Brooks just to introduce who we are as a company.
Fantastic. Paul, go ahead and give me a click. Appreciate it. Fantastic. So who we are. So we've actually been in this space for a while. A lot of you may have heard of us. We're famous for our cleaner marketplace. It helps source cleaners all around the world. But we've been around since 2017 and honestly grown a ton. I've only been here a little over a year, but I've been in this space for about 10 years now. And I've worked on the PMS side, on the short-term rental data side. Now I'm on the cleaning operations side. And I can genuinely, honestly say that this has been the most rewarding because the conversations that we're having every single day are such a common pain point, whether it's sourcing cleaners or cleaning operations and streamlining with your existing cleaners. Everyone's looking to do it. It's very, very common. We get a lot of inquiries all the time. And since then, because of that demand and that need for cleaning operations streamlining, we've grown a ton. And now we have close to 200 employees across 7 different countries. Click, Paul. Appreciate it. Sweet. So what we do, there's kind of, at our core, we are a cleaning operations software. So we fully automate and streamline the cleaning operations. So that way it becomes hands-off. Our property managers and hosts that use our system honestly don't have to come into it very often because we're automating the distribution of calendars and reminders and checklists and also in-app payments. So property management companies really aren't coming to Turno very often except to maybe add new units as they acquire them, right? But what we're most known for, and maybe some of you in the chat have heard about us through our Turno Cleaner Marketplace. We have the world's largest database of cleaners. Over 55,000 cleaners have onboarded with us worldwide. And what this cleaner marketplace allows the cleaners to do is to connect with hosts and property managers. And then it allows hosts and property managers to source cleaners, whether they're getting started for the first time, or they're looking to expand their cleaning teams and supplement them, or very common for property management companies, they'll use Turno very often to expand into new markets and use our marketplace there. So that way they can expand, easily build out a cleaning team that they can trust and rely on and go from there. And fortunately, our marketplace is a collection of a very high quality of high quality cleaners. So because it's so competitive within our marketplace, and hosts and property managers are leaving so many reviews for the cleaners in our marketplace, you get a really good sense from those cleaners that they're really striving to do a good job and they want to deliver a 5-star cleaning experience. Why? Because if they don't, they're going to get bad reviews from hosts and property managers like yourselves within Turno, and then they're not going to be competitive in our marketplace, and they're not going to gain the business that they're looking for. And then because we have those reviews, it's an easy way for people to come into Turno, put in a cleaner search for their market, and see from other hosts and property managers that have used these cleaners or cleaning companies in their market. They can see exactly what's the quality that they've provided thus far to other people in my market. And then from there, you can find great cleaning fits for the long term. And so the cleaner marketplace is not meant to be a short-term remedy where, oh, you have a checkout today and there's an emergency and your cleaner's double booked and whatever it may be. The whole goal is here to supplement your team and build out a team that you can trust long term, so that way nothing ever falls through the cracks. Click.
All right. So for the sake of today's webinar, we're actually going to start with 2025 concerns. Our industry, as we all know, it's constantly growing and we're constantly facing, I think the presentation went away. But in the meantime, I'll keep going. We're constantly facing changes, right? We're seeing introduction to new technology like AI, travel regulations, government involvement, and so much more. There's already so many items that the vacation rental owners are concerned about, but one of those continue to remain consistent over the last 2 years since the boom of real estate after COVID is market saturation and competition. So what do we do with those 2 pain points? In order to really stand out, thank you, Paul. In order to really stand out in such a competitive industry, we need to focus more so on the unique value propositions and enhanced guest experiences. That's why today we're going to dive into the importance of operational excellence and how it's more than just improving existing practices, but really transforming how a business operates at every level. Specifically today, we're going to more so focus on operational excellence at the cleaning level and how Turno can support you with that. All right. So why does operational excellence matter? There's 5 points that I'm going to go over, but the first 3, we'll start with enhanced efficiency. So Brooks and I, everyone here at Turno, we've consulted with hosts and companies that are all still manually creating schedules. They're texting their cleaners with units that need to be turned. They're trying to remember to pay their cleaners for each unit. They're even going back through text to see issues with a unit and try to report that to owners to get items replaced. I've seen this before, even when I was on the PMS side, and more so consulting with operations was end of the month. If you really want to have your owner replace that toilet, you need to have that report in place. So you can say, look at all the leaks that we had over the last year. This causes room for human error, missed cleans, poor time management that can be used in scaling the business more effectively. The next point is increased profitability. Lowering your cost of providing higher quality results in better margins and profit. And you think about how can I reduce steps internally and better streamline processes? We encourage you to actually speak with your team. Have your employees become involved in what's taking so long, and how can you reduce those steps internally? By getting them involved, it's not only going to lead to operational improvements, but this actually can help with higher job satisfaction, lower turnover rates, which we all know we can't afford to lose those really great employees. The next point is on improved quality. So by implementing processes such as your checklists for each one of your homes, you're focusing not only on the quality of the stay, but consistency throughout your business that actually reduces work for your team. So a great example of reducing the amount of cleaning inspections you have to do or second cleans because something was missed in the first clean. If you don't have the luxury of having someone check a clean before a guest arrives, and you don't have processes in place to ensure consistency each time, you potentially risk the bad review coming in, having to drop everything mid-reservation because a guest is upset and they want something done ASAP to get that resolved. Ultimately, by improving your processes, it leads to greater customer satisfaction and also a stronger brand reputation. We'll go to the last 2 points. So this next one's probably my favorite because I like to think long-term strategy. So competitive advantage. When we think about competitive advantage, it's typically, what can I do to stand out from the competition and drive reservations my way? This is correct. And by implementing this to your organization can make you stand out and move the needle. The point I really want us to think about, another perspective, is by having operational excellence, you're more equipped to say yes to more owners approaching you with management opportunities, acquisition of another VR business, or even selling your current one at a higher value. I know this is more long-term planning, but scaling and growing should always just be in the back of our minds. The last point, a little bit of repetition here. I still thought it just deserved its own bullet point. But customer satisfaction, reviews that are left about a property influence the buying decision of the next guest. There's actually a great statistic of 36% of leisure travelers are influenced by reviews. We're now going to dive into, okay, we know kind of the 5 points of why operational excellence matters. How do we go about actually achieving this? And so with Turno, through our partnership with OwnerRez, we can help you with that. So I divided this into 2 categories: your enhanced efficiency, competitive advantage bucket versus your increased profitability and improved quality. We have tools and support that can help you in both areas. And so we'll go over auto scheduling, the cleaner communication aspect, auto paying your cleaners, the cleaner marketplace, and then followed by our checklist, photo sharing and reporting, and then wrap it up with our quality center with Airbnb, which is probably one of my most favorite, and we'll have some metrics around that as well. All right, so we'll start with auto scheduling and cleaner communication. So the value around auto scheduling is through the integration with OwnerRez, our platform actually brings in all of your bookings automatically into Turno and then generates those cleans on your behalf. So if you have your own in-house cleaning team or you're looking for new cleaners, you can set them as primary cleaners and the system is automatically doing that for you. And you can also schedule backup cleaners. So let's say you have a cleaner who's sick or they're out for the day, the system will automatically then go to your backup cleaner to make sure there are no missed cleans, which is really important when we're trying to streamline our operations. The next point is cleaner communication. So instead of, I've seen so many people do text messages, WhatsApp, I've seen a couple of people with email. There's a simpler way that we have our own cleaner communication within the Turno app, where you can instantly send and receive messages, photos, any attachments that need to be delivered, all within one central location. This is important just because it's bringing in everything into a central source where you can then go back and just double check and not have to go to so many through different channels to see if anything was missed. The next part, I'm actually going to pass it over to Brooks to talk about auto payments and cleaner marketplace.
Fantastic. Appreciate it, Christina. So I already touched a little bit on the cleaner marketplace earlier, and I talked about how competitive it is and how it's grown significantly and how we're well known for it. But let me tell you a little bit about the cleaners and how we're acquiring it. So these are all short-term rental experience cleaners. So they have to verify short-term rental cleans, 3 to be exact, with different referrals from hosts or property managers that they've cleaned from. They are also background checked. They're vetted internally, and then they go through our internal onboarding process. So these are short-term rental cleaning professionals that are well established, that are just looking to expand and grow their companies, right? In this marketplace, very easy to process to go through. I recommend everyone, if you don't have a Turno account yet today, go ahead and create one. You can go ahead and put in a cleaner search. And what that cleaner search is going to do is show you all the prospects of cleaners in your markets. And it'll show you cleaners and cleaning companies, and some of them will have additional licensing and bonding if you're interested in that as well. And sometimes they'll even have insurances. All you have to do is click accept bid and add to my team. And don't worry, accepting a bid does not lock you into anything and doesn't charge you anything. All it does is save the contact of the cleaner. So that way there, you can open up conversations with them and you can determine if they're going to be a good fit. You can do some expectation setting, interviews, even an in-person walkthrough if you want to. You can even do pricing negotiation and let them know what your current expectations for pricing is per clean. And then from there, you can determine if they're actually going to be that long-term fit. You assign them to the property within Turno, and then the automation kicks in. And then I'll highlight the auto payments as well. So one thing I want to emphasize is that it is not required to use our marketplace to use Turno. You can also use your existing cleaners. I'm sure a lot of people on here are professional short-term rental hosts or property management companies. So chances are you already have cleaners that you like and trust and can rely on, right? So all you'd have to do is come into Turno in the My Team tab and send invitations to those cleaners. And it's going to send them an invitation through text or email and just prompts them to download the Turno for Cleaners app. We have two apps, Turno for Hosts and Turno for Cleaners. And then the Turno for Cleaners app, don't worry, very small learning curve. So if you're worried about your current cleaners changing up their process or anything like that, it's literally like 2 tabs, not much going on. But what it does is allows you to give them all the information automatically for a successful clean, have them go through your checklist, have them track the inventory and the property, and then the auto payment kicks in, where with your own existing cleaners, the payment will then be processed automatically, and you don't have to worry about that either. Unfortunately, we have a pretty small processing fee on that side. It's just 1.5% to process with your own cleaners. So not too bad. Next, please. Awesome. So I mentioned the Turno for Cleaners app. One of the biggest helpful things about it, aside from sending the cleaners their schedule and them having their centralized calendar and accepting the jobs, but once they hit start job on the app for a clean that day, it's going to then prompt them to go through their checklist. And this checklist is customized and personalized by all of you within your Turno accounts. We do have a section called Popular Checklist that has commonly shared checklists across Turno users. Go ahead and use that as a reference point. You can actually hit copy on them, and then you can add, edit, and remove whatever you want to make sure it's dialed into your unit and personalized to your properties. These checklists ensure quality control, and they ensure that no matter who's cleaning the property, whether it's a primary cleaner or a backup cleaner, or maybe a niece or nephew or whatever it may be, that they're going through the same process and that you have that quality control. Part of these checklists, you can have photo requirements as well. So if you want to add photo expectations, if you need the throw pillows done a certain way in the property, go ahead and snap a photo of it, add it to the checklist, and then have the cleaner recreate it, right? And then they'll snap a photo of it live within the checklist. It just prompts them to take a photo, and they can take a photo of each room one by one as it goes. And that way, ensuring that the checklist always gets done and no one ever forgets about anything. And then also, in addition to the photo sharing that comes along with that checklist, you also can do some reporting within Turno. So the reporting is in the projects tab of Turno, and you'll be able to run reports and see how much you're paying cleaners, that sort of thing. You can even make some of them recurring reports monthly, which can be helpful as well. I did see in the chat a question from Macy. I know we're doing a Q&A, but I'll go ahead and answer it. Will this checklist translate to Spanish or other languages if needed? Will allow for photos as well? Yes and yes. So we support, I think, 7 or 8 languages now. But yeah, of course, Spanish is included. And you can include photos. You can even add photo expectations on that checklist as well.
All right. Thank you, Brooks. So this next part, this is part of our partnership with Airbnb that we're super excited about, but we have built something called the Quality Center. So this is really neat in the sense that this is bringing in cleanliness ratings from Airbnb, topic tags, comments from every single one of your Airbnb listings to the individual cleaner. So it's tagging to those individual cleaners that you have within Turno. So the reason why that's so helpful is because even if you have your own team or you're utilizing our cleaners as well, is you can see if you had a really great review from a stay, how can we replicate this? What did we do differently here that gave us that 5-star review? That way you can make those changes. Or maybe you didn't get such a high rating. What is it that we need to change? What happened in that review that we can implement across the team? Is this specifically at a specific cleaner in the sense that there was something missed? Do we maybe need to find a new cleaner? So that's why this tool is just so incredible, because it's not only going to help you get more data and see things, but it's boosting your property cleanliness, it's ensuring turnover readiness, and it's enhancing the guest experience and satisfaction. We have some really interesting data here on the next slide that's actually showing the average non-Turno Airbnb property before they used Turno. Average cleanliness score was about a 4.6 versus then utilizing Turno, they actually went up to about a 4.83 average is what we saw across our users. All right, so we kind of threw a lot at y'all, but we'll do a quick recap of it. So we talked about how with implementing operational excellence, this can help combat market saturation and competition. We looked at the 5 ways operational excellence improves a business through enhanced efficiency, increased profitability, improved quality, competitive advantage, and customer satisfaction. All of it's possible through Turno, and we're happy to jump on calls and help you as well navigating it. Properties on Turno achieve a higher average cleanliness score on Airbnb, and you are more likely to accept offers that scale your business with processes in place.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing all that information. Before we jump into the Q&A, I just want to show something real quick that is exclusive in our app right here. So inside, and can everybody see the OwnerRez app? Because apparently I can't share very well. So yes. This is the OwnerRez app. If you use OwnerRez, you're probably familiar with it. Now, if you go up to this tools menu bar and you scroll down, you're going to find a button that says Cleaning App by Turno. If you click that, it's going to take you to this landing page, which talks all about Turno, a little bit more, basically what they talked about today. But what's awesome about this partnership is Turno is complimentary for OwnerRez users. It is a really awesome thing that we did, I think it was like 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago or something. And it's a great way to get started. A lot of people don't know what to choose, where to go, and this makes it so easy to just jump in and start playing around with it and see how you like it. You just click this button right here, get started now, and that'll take you over to the Turno side to sign up. So if you already have an OwnerRez account, you can go through that flow to get to this page and get started right there. So I'm going to stop sharing now so we could just jump into the Q&A. I see a question here that says, what is the basic cost of Turno if we get it added to OwnerRez? Can that be expanded on upon a bit?
Yeah, I can take that one. I mean, as Paul said, Turno will come included with OwnerRez. It's no additional cost to use your own cleaners. The only additional cost you could be subject to is one, payment processing. If you decide to activate auto pay, which would automate all your cleaning payments. So it's just a 1.5% transaction fee. And then also if you use our cleaners from our cleaner marketplace, we charge 5% of the cleaning fee. And that covers software costs and finder's fee basically, and then also the payment processing. So no subscription, but if you use auto pay, it's 1.5% to pay out your own cleaners and then 5% to pay out cleaners from our marketplace.
Okay. All right, next question I see says, I want my current cleaner to begin using Turno. Awesome. I pay her through Venmo. Can I pay her through Turno using Venmo?
You can. If you have an existing relationship with this cleaner already, then you can continue paying them however you want to. If you want to take advantage of our auto pay functionality, you can, of course. There's only 1.5% processing fee, and it's completely automated. And another benefit of our auto pay function, by the way, I'll mention, is that we provide 1099s at the end of the year, so you won't have to worry about that. So at the end of the year, any one of your cleaners that are using our auto pay, we'll send them the 1099, and then you don't have to worry about the taxes or the tax liability because it actually comes directly from us and Stripe. But yes, you can continue to pay out your own cleaners however you want to. If it's one of our cleaners from our marketplace, we do require in our terms and conditions that the payments maintain within Turno for our own cleaners. But if it's an existing relationship, you're good to pay them through Venmo.
All right, perfect. See, what does my cleaner need to do to begin using the Turno app? Do I add her as a teammate?
Yes, exactly right. So here, I'll actually share my screen real fast, and I'll open up Turno for us. So this is Turno, if it's working.
I can see it.
You can see it. I don't know if Christina, can you see it?
Can, yeah.
Okay, sweet. So over here on the left-hand side are all the different tabs, a lot of the stuff we talked about today. If you click on the My Team tab down here towards the bottom left, this is where you'll be able to organize all of your cleaners, whether they're from our marketplace or your own cleaners or a combination of all of that. You'll be able to assign the cleaners either as a primary cleaner or a backup cleaner. The primary is the first person notified to accept a clean whenever that reservation comes into Turno, and then Turno creates that cleaning. If they decline it for whatever reason, then it goes to the backup cleaners, make sure nothing falls through the cracks. But right here is where you can organize all of them. See this button right here where it says invite teammate? This is where you can invite your existing cleaners. So you hit the button and you can invite them via SMS or email. And then once they come in, you'll assign them to the properties that they usually clean for you. And then after that, with the OwnerRez integration, they'll be ready to start accepting the cleans on the Turno for Cleaners or Turno for Cleaners app. Yeah.
All right. The next question, are the costs the same whether you add your own existing cleaner or find someone in the marketplace? So that's what we just mentioned previously. It's the 5% of the cleaning fee if you find them in the marketplace, or it's the 1.5% if you pay them your own cleaner, correct?
Exactly right. 5% if it's one of our cleaners, 1.5% processing fee if it's one of yours.
All right. Is there any way to rate a cleaner for bookings outside of Airbnb? Cleaner for bookings outside of Airbnb.
Rate a cleaner for bookings outside of Airbnb. I'm not sure I fully understand the question. I will mention that the reviews that are being left here within the system, in our marketplace, for example, if I open up a few options here, so you'll see that we have two different reviews for our cleaners. We have the gold star one, which is host and property manager reviews. And then we have the red star, which is their last 30 days of Airbnb reviews, whether it's cleaning your property or not. But if I click into these, we can actually scroll down and we can see the breakdown of their reviews. So we can see like Holman, for example, he's done close to 3,000 turns on Turno. He has 4.9 host rating, 32 5-star, 1 4-star, 1 1-star. And these are reviews from other hosts and property managers that have used his services within Turno. So these are all verified. And you can go through and read them and see what's up. Hopefully that answers the question. I don't know, Christina, if you have any additional clarity.
That's what my suggestion was going to be, that you could just create your own review for that cleaner inside of Turno instead.
Yeah.
All right. Someone said, is it possible to request the same cleaners?
Yeah, so that's the goal. So this cleaner search process that we're talking about, where you search for cleaners in all of your markets, and then you start accepting some bids, and then you do some internal vetting to find out who's going to be the best fits long term. The goal is that you go through this process once, unless you're expanding into new markets, right? But all of our cleaners, they want to work with you long term. So this is not meant to be kind of here and there. I mean, it can be, of course, if you add them as a backup cleaner. But the whole goal is to go through this process one time, build out teams that you trust, supplementing with our marketplace. And then after that, it's self-sufficient. And then you don't have to worry about it and really don't have to come into Turno very often, to be honest.
All right. Any integration with QuickBooks or pushing payment data to OwnerRez?
As far as I know, not today. I don't think we're pushing any of that data to OwnerRez, and we do not have an integration with QuickBooks. Our reports are exportable that are within Turno, and you can export them, and then of course export import into a system like QuickBooks. But today, nothing's being pushed automatically.
Yeah, as far as the integration goes, I can kind of touch on that a little bit. Basically, what's syncing is the listings, the guest count, the reservations, the number of bedroom and bathrooms for your properties. The sync is happening instantly with webhooks, which is awesome. So if you get a booking a second later, it's over there. Turn is also sending the cleaning date. So once the cleaner accepts the cleaning, like inside their Turno app, that cleaning is then basically assigned to that booking. So then we have a little area in OwnerRez that says the cleaning date, so you can go and see if there's actually cleaning scheduled for that booking in OwnerRez, because that gets pushed back. The expense data is not currently getting pushed back at this time, but those are the things right now that are syncing. All right, let me see what else we got here. Let's see. Does Turno help cleaners and owners manage inventory?
It
Yes.
does. It does. So in the inventory tab within Turno, which is over here on the left-hand side, below checklist, as a part of the checklist flow that the cleaners will go through in the Turno for Cleaners app, you can create whatever items you want to here that you want the cleaner to then report a number back to you on. And it can be a precise number, or some could be set up as an estimate. So like it could be like, there's exactly 10 coffee pods left, or, oh, the coffee pods are looking low, right? So you can set it up however you want to. Whenever the cleaner reports below the threshold you set for these different items, it comes into here into the property problems tab, and it will notify you that there's an inventory concern. This is also where they'll be able to upload photos of damages that you can take action on as well. Actually, what's funny is what's very commonly used here is a lot of people will have the cleaners keep track of the TV remotes because they get lost so much. So they'll add it as one of the inventory items to make sure that the cleaner finds it, puts it back in the right spot.
All right. Let's see. Can you show us again how to apply/find Turno in the OwnerRez app? Yeah, I could just show real quick how to do that again. So first off, here is the Turno support doc. I'm going to send you guys this. This is on our support doc center. Basically just walks you through how the integration works. So pretty much you sign up, you go into Turno settings, integrations, click connect under OwnerRez. You're going to get a little authorization window that looks like this. Once you authorize, you get pushed back into Turno to basically map the properties to the ones in Turno, or sync the ones entirely if it's a new account. Then what I said earlier about the data, that's right here. And then some FAQ right here. Now, inside your account, if you go to your booking area, so it's top right, you're going to be taken into the account. Now, if you go to the top bar here, there's a tools button. If you click that, that's going to pull this little sidebar out. If you scroll towards the bottom, you're going to see the offers that different partners have provided us. One of them is Cleaning App by Turno. If you click that, that will take you to the landing page here. It talks a little more about it. And then you can go ahead and click the Get Started Now button, which will take you over to the Turno side to actually sign up for Turno and then do what I just showed you in the support doc. So it's pretty straightforward. Again, I'm going to send you the support doc and the links to all this so you can easily get there along with the replay link to this webinar. So let me go ahead and check the chat here. Okay. My cleaners love Turno. They get additional jobs using the app. That is awesome. All right. I think those are all the questions. If there's any final questions, throw them in now, or maybe let me check the other one. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think we are all good then. So I'd like to thank the Turno team for coming out today and providing all this awesome information. They are a great partner of ours. They are also one of the largest partners of ours. We have a ton of users connected to them, all very happy with the service. So highly recommend them. Definitely check them out. They have a really great team over there. OwnerRez wise, if you want to learn more about us, OwnerRez.com, you could write to help@OwnerRez.com and we can help answer any questions you have. And I see Brooks just put in the Calendly link. So if you guys want to schedule a call with them, definitely click that link. And I will also email you guys that link in the follow-up that I'll send in about 20 minutes or so. So thank you so much for showing up today. Thanks for all the questions, and we will see you on the next webinar. Have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, everybody. And thank you, OwnerRez.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the great questions.